Good morning, Peepsy Doodles. So today I wanted to do a witchy haul with you guys. This past weekend I did some shopping and I have really been feeling the witchy magical itch, which is kind of rare for me, especially with it being wintertime. Usually this is when I kind of get into a lull. But last week, a week and a half ago, I went through an emotional clearing that I won on Facebook through a local energy worker. And one of the things that we talked about beforehand was, one of the things I really wanted to work on and I wanted to incorporate back into my life was my spiritual practice. And I just felt like there was a lot of things that were holding me back. And so once that session was finished, I didn't really feel a whole lot of anything, but after, the next few days, I really started noticing some shifts and some changes in my ways of thinking, and I didn't really even put two and two together until recently. I was like, oh, I had that emotional clearing. And so I've really been feeling the itch for rebuilding an altar, which I'm working on right now, and I'll be able to show you guys that when I'm done and some before and after pictures. I've really been feeling the call for shamanism. I've really been feeling the call for just my spiritual practice in general. So I'm really excited about that. And so in lieu of that, I wanted to show you guys some of the witchy things that I got when we went on our family Christmas shopping trip overnight this past weekend. And then Alora, Rayne, and I are doing a 12 days of Yule gift exchange. Her and I usually do our monthly book exchange, and so we're skipping that and skipping the month of January, and we're doing 12 months of witchy gifts and books exchange. And so I also have some of those things that are in this witchy haul to show you guys as well. So I will just kind of let you guys know as I go through my pile, which is which. This was the first thing that I got from Alora. As you guys may or may not know, I'm a huge Shadowhunters fan, which is a book series from Cassandra Clare. And I had the Shadowhunters symbol, got this bitch all messed up, on one of my wish lists. Well, she turned it more witchy and ended up getting me this necklace. So it has the crescent moon surrounding the angelic rune of power for the Shadowhunter series. And so I was really excited to get this because I don't really have a whole lot of witchy jewelry anymore. Plus it has my favorite, that was one of the symbols I actually wanted to get tattooed on me because it really speaks to me in volume. So I really love that. So I was really excited. This just came yesterday and I was fucking pumped. I love these kind of bookmarkers, and this one has amethyst. It's got an amethyst point, an amethyst sphere, and an amethyst, I can't remember what these are called. They're like macabras or something, but so yeah, this is a bookmark, and the way that these work, kind of like this one, they just fall on the page and then the pretties hang out. So this one was from Alora, and this one I'm going to use specifically for witchy books that I am reading at the time. I'll put this back in here until I'll put it in my book. Okay, this is an oil that I personally picked up yesterday. This is called the Prayer of Faith. Now, it's kind of funny how I've grown in my practice, because back when I was a little baby witchling, anything having to do with any kind of Christian anything, I would have just been like, no, get that away. You know what I mean? When you're a baby witch and you're kind of converting from having that Christian Catholic, for me, standard, and kind of switching your mindset, and you're in that process and you're kind of getting rid of everything Christian and Christianity. Well, as I've grown in my path, I've noticed that I kind of have room in my path for everything. And if something speaks to me, I really feel like all religions and all paths converge, and we're all really, we're all really talking to and praying to the same thing. It just all has different names depending on the religion. And that's why I talk a lot about being spiritual and not religious, because I really think that everything converges into one deity. There's just a ton of different names for it. So I've kind of been finding myself getting a little drawn to certain things from the Christian faith. And one of those, this is called the Prayer of Faith oil, and it's frankincense and myrrh. And this actually, so it's an anointing and blessing oil. And it says golden oil from the fruit of the olive tree is blended with an extraordinary earthy, spicy fragrance. And I don't know why. Oh my God, it smells so fucking good. I don't know why I bought it. I just knew, and I texted Alora at the time. I was like, I don't know what this is for or what I'm going to use this for, but I need it. And she's like, then buy it. You're going to know what to use it for when you get it. And so I bought this, and my husband actually told me, because he used to do ministry work for the church, and he told me that they used to use this type of oil in like anointings of the forehead before doing clergy work or anything like that. And so this might be something that I use to anoint myself before I start doing magical workings. I don't know, but I was really excited to find it. And I was also kind of excited in myself that I was able to find something from, you know, that's more based in like a Christian faith, and to be able to bring it into my practice. I also think that the fact that Alora and Avalon have kind of helped bring me a little more peace with that, with dealing with like hoodoo type things, because they are based in the Bible. Like the Bible is the working pretty much of hoodoo. And so it's just really cool, I think, to see like the blending of different religions into one spirituality. Anyway, okay, I digress. Okay, this I picked up yesterday. And now that I showed you guys my bookmarker, I can switch this one out for my bookmarker. I told you guys, and as you guys have heard me talk in the past, that shamanism is one thing that really, really called out to me, and it kind of stuck with me since doing a shamanic journey was the first time that I was actually able to succeed in that kind of journey meditation work. So I have a few books by Sandra Ingerman, who this is by, and this one's called The Shaman's Toolkit. I started it last night and then I fell asleep. So this is The Shaman's Toolkit, Ancient Tools for Shaping the World, or the Life and the World You Want to Live in. And so it kind of seems like a lot of what's in here is thought processes and changing the way that you're thinking, and kind of going, as opposed to like the other book that I got is a lot more hands-on practices and altars and stuff. So, you know, this says Sandra Ingerman shows you how to make this fact work for you rather than against you. She teaches you how to use the tools of a shaman, time-honored awareness, practices, and powerful principles of creation and manifestation to bring the breakthroughs you seek for yourself and the planet. And I think that's a big thing with me for shamanism is, for me, magically speaking, I always have a really hard time doing magic for myself, but I love doing magic and doing energy work for the planet and for the world and for nature, you know, for that type of thing. But I have a really hard time doing magic for myself and for other people. So I think shamanism really kind of speaks to me because, you know, it does have a lot to do with healing not only yourself, but the world that you live in. Let me let the dog go. Okay. Yes, I have a baby Yoda shirt on. This is my favorite. Okay, this was a cute little thing that I got this morning out of my 12 days of Yule from Alora. My daughter reached into the box and pulled this one out for me and just says, I read past my bedtime, and it has a little fox. As you guys all know, fox medicine is huge for me, so I really thought that was adorable. I guess I'll do my other shaman book since I already just talked about that one. So this one, I kind of hesitated with this one for a second, but I had a hard time putting it back, and so I have a hard time with titles that have anything that says easy or made easy or any kind of, hey, this is, you know, magic done quick, anything like that, because I feel like it's kind of for the masses, as in it's trying to take a time-honored thing where you really need to spend the time and the hours and the energy to learn something, and they try to get it done quick for the Western society. And I don't like a lot of books that are like that, because I think it just takes away the magical essence of what it is you're trying to learn. But sometimes I do like getting books like this for the principles and for the practices that are in it. And so she, you know, after reading up on her and reading up on the actual, what the book was about and kind of what's in it, I was pretty excited. So I figured I'd get Sandra Ingerman's book, and then I also got this one. So this one's called Shamanism Made Easy, Awaken and Develop the Shamanic Force Within by Krista McKinnon. So, I mean, we share a name. It's not spelled the same, but an introductory guide to one of the oldest and most enduring wisdom traditions and how its powerful practices can help you find healing and wholeness. Shamanism is an ancient tradition found in all regions, la 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 la. So she is a trained psychotherapist, and she was profoundly transformed by her discovery and experience of shamanism. She now dedicates her life to bringing shamanic approaches to therapeutic communities. In this book, she will teach you how to use shamanism to help you heal, find fulfillment, and reconnect with your life calling. Undergo transformative journeys for healing and spiritual development. Use dance as a tool for awakening and freedom, and build an altar, create a sacred space, and conduct ceremonies, and connect with spirit helpers and ancestors. I was very excited about those type of things, especially since I was creating an altar. How about you let me finish what I'm doing on my video, and then we'll talk about it, okay? I got a couple minutes left to show. Not right now. Let me finish my video, and then we'll talk about it, okay?
What is me in it?
It is you in there. Say hi. Okay. Why don't you go sit down, and I know. I'll be right there, okay? Thank you. She wants something from the candy basket, and it is like 9 o'clock in the morning, so... Anyway, okay, so I'm really excited with this, especially when it talked about creating an altar. I think that's kind of what sold me on it, since I'm rebuilding my altar and I am putting some shamanic ideals into the altar that I'm making. So we'll try this one out and see what we think about it. I might, even if I can just take like a few tidbits from the book and pull them out and use them, then I feel like it's worth it. Okay, I'm gonna go with this, because this, oh my god, this BB is like my pride and joy that I picked up yesterday. So this is a Fluorite Crystal Point. I'm not really a huge crystal point person, and I'm definitely not a fluorite person. So when Kevin showed me these, you know, I'm the type of person that has to touch something, I pick it up, I hold it. If I have a hard time putting it back, or if I feel something within it, you know, usually I get it. So this I played around with for a long time, and I had a really hard time putting it back, and I wish I could show you guys the depth of this crystal, but it's like, this is all 3D. You can see into the stone, and it reminds me so much of like the sea, especially this part here, being able to see into that, and it just reminds me of underwater and that green sea color, and it just spoke with me. And so I held this through the store, and you know, I got tingles up my spine. It like vibrated in my hand for a while, and I'm like, okay, these beads are coming home with me. So this is currently has found a place on my new altar, and I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. I just know that I love it and adore it, and it had to come home with me, because it's just like life. Okay. Okay, let's go with another book. This is The Art of Hoodoo Candle Magic and Rootwork, Conjure, and Spiritual Church Services. This was one that I got from Alora. She has gotten me a couple hoodoo books now, and one of the things that I have found out, unfortunately, relatively recently, as opposed to knowing about it for a while, is that I have a bit of a knack for candle magic. Part of that probably being the fact that I am an Aries, being fire is in my main sun sign. So, you know, a lot of these sun signs that have, you know, fire as your element may have more of a knack for candle and fire magic, if it's something that you're looking into. And I have found recently that after doing a few different candle magic spells, that the outcomes have been phenomenal. So this was one that kind of, you know, collaborates. It's not the word I'm looking for, but it's early and I can't think of the word I'm looking for. You know, my spiritual practice and bringing hoodoo candle magic, because just reading up on hoodoo is amazing. And the stuff that they use, and it's just stuff that's usually laying around your house, is crazy. And so I'm actually really excited to kind of look through this and see the different stuff that they have in here. Is you know, they also, like this one, they have signs that are left in your candle holder, like if the candle burns up overly fast, or if you have a freestanding candle burns down to a puddle of wax images, the candle gives a clean, even burn with no signs or tokens. A dirty gray, black, or sooty burn mark on the holder, like what different things actually mean if the glass or holder cracks or breaks. And I really like having those different things in there, because you don't know what a lot of that stuff means. You know, it's like you just kind of do your candle magic and it burns down and you're like, hold on a minute. Okay, sorry. My daughter apparently was running down the hallway and smashed her face into a door handle, so that's a thing. Anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about. It was probably hoodoo and candle magic, but oh yeah. Anyway, I just think that that's really cool that they have a whole section in that book on what it is, like what to look for, what the candle leaves, how it burns, how the flame moves. If something, I just think that that's really cool, because I feel like that's not included in very many candle books or candle magic type books. So I'm excited about that. Okay, moving on. Okay. As you guys may or may not know, I might not have told you guys, the Shadowscapes Tarot was a tarot deck that was my all-time favorite. I used it for everything. And my daughter spilled water on like a third of the cards, and so it's not really usable anymore, just because, I mean, when you're shuffling through it, you know which cards are bent, and it's just not right. So Alora took it upon herself as one of my Yule gifts to get me a deck that she felt like I would resonate with, and I'm really, really excited to work with it. I actually have tarot lessons today with Chase from Two of Owls, or Chase Two Owls, with Chase. So this is the Mystical Manga Tarot, and this is, she also got me this box to put it in, and it actually said to keep away, or to keep the toothpaste monster away, because not only did she spill water on my deck, but it was also water that had toothpaste in it, because apparently she made a soup. I wasn't home that day. I don't know what happened. So this little box she got with me to keep it in as well. And so I'm not going to go through it all. I'll let you guys look up the imagery, but the images in this deck are just absolutely beautiful, and they're gorgeous, and they're full of anime type stuff, and I really, really do love them. And so I'm excited to kind of work with them and see if I resonate with them while I'm doing workings. So we'll see. But I thought that it was really cool that she actually like took it upon herself to find something that I would have never, like, I don't think that I would have found this and picked it out myself, just because I don't think I even knew that it existed. So I think I also want to go through this box, and I want to put fabric in it so that it's not just, because it's just wooden on the inside. So I think that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to put some fabric inside of there. Okay, like some felt. Okay, two more things. One is just Dragon's Blood incense, because I was running low. I was looking for cones. I don't know what it is around here, but the cones that I usually buy, and it's from the Hem, H-E-M brand. I couldn't find cones anywhere, and I have no idea why. I checked 3 different places that usually have them, and they don't. And I found a secret stash downstairs of like 5 boxes, so I'm glad that I had them, but I was running low on sticks. So I ended up getting myself a box of Dragon's Blood incense sticks. And last but not least, this one isn't extremely witchy, but it is bookish, and this one's called The Book Whore. Alora got me this because she got it herself and absolutely loved it, and it's just basically a reading journal for you to be able to log what it is that you've read. I think there's like, I don't know, 100 and some odd entries in it. But you know, you get to go through and it gives you, you probably can't see that, but the title, the author, you know, all the different information about it. If you posted a review, if you recommended it, how you found it, favorite quotes, and then just like it gives you a whole bunch of information on, or like 3 or 4 pages for you to write notes on each book. And so I'm really excited to be able to utilize this. I'm going to start this, I don't know if I'm going to, dog's outside. I don't know if I'm going to start it, the new year, or if I'm going to start it now, because I just got into the Percy Jackson series, so I don't know, but I am excited to use it. So anyway, that was my witchy haul, probably my final witchy haul of 2019. You know, I'm really excited. Like I said, I stayed up till midnight last night, kind of redoing my altar. You know, if I get it situated to where I like it today, then I'll go through and I'll, you know, kind of do a little blessing over it and kind of sage it and just get it all situated the way I want it and bring about the energies I want in it. And then I'll do a video. I might do a video before I do all that, just because, and then I'll do the video after, I don't know. But so yeah, there'll be another video coming showing you guys my altar, and I have some pictures of the before, and then I'll show you guys the after. So I hope that you guys have an awesome day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me as we went through and did a little witchy haul. I know today we were supposed to do the book review, but you know how I am. It's just really close to Christmas and I've got a lot of stuff to do, so we'll probably postpone the book review until after Christmas and kind of bring that back up in January after the holidays when people aren't so busy, and I'll make a post about that, and people will probably be angry, but don't be mad at me. I love you very much. So, okay, I love you guys, and I will see you later.